Hey, I'm Des.
Hey y'all, I'm Sai.
And we're the co-hosts of Let's Talk Sis podcast, where we truly believe that together empowered women can transform their lives.
Join us for heartfelt stories, enlightening conversations, and a whole lot of accountability along the way.
Hey.
Hi y'all.
We're back again with another episode.
Yes, we are. And
Did
I'm
you
really
miss
excited
us?
to be back.
Yeah.
Did y'all miss us?
Yeah, that's the question. We only missed a week though.
We'll only ever miss that week.
1 week.
God willing. But I don't know. I feel like our last episode we left y'all with was like, it was an update of how 2024 was going.
Yeah.
But I feel like that episode was just not long enough to dive into like everything that we have going on.
How 2024 has actually been going.
Yes, y'all.
Yeah.
I am so tired. And by all means, I am not trying to complain at all. But
So what you say? So much is given.
much is required.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
So how have these past few weeks been for you alone?
They have been really tiresome,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Yeah.
I feel sleep deprived. I think at this point, it's not even just the sleep, because I am sleeping. It's just like I'm tired. You know?
Yeah. Not just sleepy, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm tired. I really yearn for rest these days, and I'm really looking forward to my birthday. I think we talked about that in the last episode.
Yeah. How
But-
you was taking the time off. I love that for you. I'm excited for that for you.
Me too. I'm just hoping that I could really do it, because knowing me, but
You're going to be right on the phone trying to pull up Google Drive.
especially with the whole rollout and everything we got coming up.
We got a meeting and we have to do it this day because the timeline is this.
Yeah, but
So besides being tired, how has these past few weeks been for you? That's it? Just tired?
yeah,
You gotta get the people an update. You ain't talked to them in a few weeks. Let them know.
I'm really just tired. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm grateful though, for sure. I think I'm just struggling with like work-life balance at this point.
Okay.
And
Making that personal time. Taking that personal time.
yeah,
Yeah.
it sucks.
Just what you tell me. It's just the proper balance and time management. Because what do you do when you're free time? Like when you're not at work, what are you doing?
When am I not at work?
Very true.
Like,
Very true these days. This is crazy.
yeah. So
I don't know. For me,
how's it been going for you?
it's been cool. It's been okay. A lot of things has slowed down for me in a great way.
That's good.
So I can be kind of happy about that. I've been able to pour a little bit more time into myself and the things that interest me a little bit.
Like what?
Just my personal time. I've been taking a lot of time to self-reflect. I've been just spending a lot of time with me.
That's good.
I've been able to get those full gym sessions in. I do be tired, but I want to kind of say in a good way. Like I be sleepy, but I'm getting a lot done
That's good.
for me. So
Maximizing your time.
yeah, so it's kind of worth it because it's not like, yeah, I feel like I'm getting a lot done in the time that I have. So at the end of my days, when I am super tired or exhausted, it's like, okay, at least I got my whole checklist completed, or I did everything that I needed to do today. So
Yeah.
it's like worth the exhaustion a little bit.
I guess I'm ready to cry because I'm just so overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed.
That's an insider. If you're from Philly, then you know. No, but seriously, I'm just so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And like, I be trying not to get too caught up in like, the complaining aspect of things, because I'm not at the point of saying like, oh, I'm just sick and tired of, all that I have to take care of and all that other stuff. But I'm overwhelmed. Like, it's so much going on, y'all.
Yeah.
And y'all will see within like the next 90 days. But between like work,
Yeah.
and like we said the last episode, like we work 2 full-time jobs.
Literally.
So between work of both jobs and then my personal life.
Yeah. things are definitely, especially as far as Dear Sister, things are definitely about to pick back up. You know,
did it ever stop?
Really, really, it slowed down. I was just about to say, I feel like for you, you you substituted one with the other. When the workload got a little bit lighter with Dear Sister, you just picked up that extra time with your job. So it did get a little bit lighter for a split second.
No,
I feel like we acknowledged that.
I mean,
episode.
from what my rules are within Dear Sister, I can agree with that for sure.
Yeah.
But the totality of Dear Sister and like constantly thinking about like what's coming and staying ahead of, you know, all that we have. I don't.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely. Down. I mean, I don't think that ever will slow down. That aspect of it.
And I'm really excited with the influx of women that we've had within the community.
Yeah.
And then Bible study.
Bible study has been great.
Girl, that's like
it's been going really, really
that's
well.
the one thing about Dear Sister that like I genuinely look forward to like throughout the week because week. It's just so good. Like
it's literally good every week.
Yeah.
And I feel like on top of the substance within it's also a great bonding experience for the girls in the community.
Yeah.
I feel like it's really good.
Yeah. It requires a lot of vulnerability.
Yes.
And I'm just like,
yeah.
Like even last week I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is just this is overwhelming. Like
but I love that. I feel like the moments like that is what draw the connections closer. It was
organically
really good. Yeah.
All right, so let's get on here and we already on here, but let's talk about what we came to talk to these people about, y'all. I'm gonna start off.
Okay.
What does success mean to you, or what does it look like for you?
For me, success looks like. I'm trying to say this in the proper terms because I want to say comfortability, but not like the average comfortable. It's comfortable to where so you have absolutely no worries as far as your family, your friends, your bonds, your money, business, career, whatever aspect, you know, health. Like in every area you are satisfied in. I don't think it's a number that you have to reach to be successful or a particular point you have to reach to be successful. I do kind of believe that it's a feeling. Once you feel accomplished, you've reached success.
Yeah, I think that goes hand in hand with a conversation that we had just talking about like contentment. It sounds like that's pretty much what you're saying. Like when you reach that point of acceptance and just being content, like this is it moment.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely this is it moment.
Yeah.
What do you think success is? I don't know. I feel like real quick. I feel like so many people tie success, and that's why I was just really clear on saying like family, friends, health, you know, everything, because a lot of people strictly tie success to money or finances. And it's so much more than that because it's a lot of rich, sad people.
Yeah.
So
I think for me, success really just looks like being secure.
Yeah.
And progression. For me personally, especially with like, I don't know if it's a personality type or whatever to categorize it, but for me, I you know, I'm saying this out loud. It's the complete opposite of what you're saying, like arriving at that moment. I think that this is my personal opinion, but I just believe that for me, progression is very important. And I think because we're humans and we're designed to evolve and transition continuously, that's the way of life in a sense. And I think that for me, success is just continuously putting one foot in front of another, you know? And not feeling like you said, okay, I hit this milestone of 7 figures, so I made it. I think for me, it's like...
No, I didn't say that at all. I said I don't think it has...
Yeah, so I was agreeing with...
Oh, yeah.
What you were saying. You said, like you said, I don't think that it's associated with, like,
So you think success is just like an ongoing, like, every achievement?
Yeah, I think that success goes hand in. This is my depiction of what success is again, and I think that it is associated with progression for sure. So like even when it comes to like my personal development, just making sure that I am continuously like a woman who is like right now my aspirations are to really pave the way for the woman who I'll be like as a wife and as a mother and things like that. So I think constantly just seeing how you can just evolve, for the betterment of others in a sense, as well as yourself, of course, but just in the sense of servitude, I think that that's what success means for me. And I think that's where I imagine myself to be the most impactful.
Along your journey.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because I think the grandeur scale of success doesn't change much for me, but I think that it constantly needs to be shaped and redefined. And this is for me in my life and just based off of the type of person that I am. Because if you ask me now, I feel like I'm successful. But am I where I see myself in 5 years? No. Yeah. But I'm not going to allow that to discredit the girl that I was before a few years ago and the woman that I am today for sure. So that's just my take.
I love that.
Yeah. And I feel like success is subjective for sure.
It's definitely subjective.
It's definitely something that you should ask yourself this question. Like, what does success mean? To you? Yeah. Because sometimes we get caught up in like this black and white version of what success is, or societal standards of how you should be living your life or how much money you should be making in order for. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe that you should be making a certain amount of money, or at least aiming or striving to make a certain amount of money, because the economy is just shit. So in order to survive these days, I think that
it's not set up for survival.
We should all be striving to hit at least a certain figure, and this is like bare minimum living to be comfortable and have security
to survive.
Exactly. Yeah. But that's my own personal opinion. Now, if you don't have that, are you any less successful? Don't ask me. Ask yourself.
It's definitely a personal preference, because even sitting here when I just explained to what I believe success is to me, and that's what I wholeheartedly believe success is. It's also in a way kind of hard to identify it, because I'm the type of person, and I can say this, that I'm not really ever satisfied, especially with like my doings. I always feel like I could do better. Like I could have went to the moon, and it's like, but I think I can go to Mars. Like I always think that I can do so much better than whatever it is that I'm doing. So it's like, with a mindset like that, I'm going to be
burnt out
forever. I wouldn't necessarily say burnt out, but I don't know when that moment will be for me to pinpoint to say like, oh, I am successful.
Yeah.
In my own standard.
Yeah.
So that's why I love that you even said like I'm successful right now, because acknowledging where I am now, looking back to where I came from, just is success. And that's a really great perspective to have.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, because it's like, I'm the one, like, the side that's sitting before y'all today is the one who is doing the work.
Yeah.
So I have to pay homage to her, this version of who I am today,
Yeah.
And then I also have to pay homage to the girl that I was before, because she's the one who shaped and has done the work for me to be who I am today. So for me, it's really just about acceptance in every phase, and just being like, and I definitely agree with you. Can I be doing more? Could I be doing more? Yes, I could. But also, I don't beat myself up about it, because I work extremely hard.
I'm not in no way, shape, or form saying beat yourself up about it at all. Definitely acknowledging and having grace with yourself as well. And acknowledging where you are in every phase of your doing. But like you also said, success is subjective.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, we can agree to disagree.
Yeah, to each his own. Because I can say I could look at someone else and say like, oh, they're successful, but they're successful in their own terms, in their own way.
Because they might not even think that about themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think self-acceptance, grace, and contentment are like the highlights of a conversation like this. Because I feel like oftentimes, like you said, whenever people hear success is always um, associated with like business or financial gain and things like that. So for somebody who might not even be making like, let's say, six figures, right, a year, but they have that healthy marriage and those healthy children, and like they have a job where they're able to provide, like, I don't know, I just think that success, like, kudos to you.
Yeah. And that's your standard of success. I don't really think it has anything to do with self-acceptance, because just because I can sit here and say like I'm not successful to my standard today doesn't mean that I haven't done anything or that I don't accept where I am or where I came from. So I don't think self-acceptance correlates in what you see as success at all.
Well, that's your opinion. Mine, like, I think self-acceptance, contentment, and grace are like the headliners of this conversation for me. For sure.
So you feel like you're content?
I think that yes, I am. I do feel like that. I do feel like there is a certain level of contentment that is required in order for you to say that the person that's sitting down here today, is successful.
Yeah.
I have to be content with where I am today. And the reason why I am content is because I know that I do my best. My 100% will vary. If I did a 14-hour shift at work and I've only been able to be on their sister in the morning and at night, I don't beat myself up about it, because I gave all the time that I had to give. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, if I was not being productive or maximizing my time, then I will feel like, girl, you could be doing so much more. You need to do this. You need to maximize it. But like, I'm literally like, I'm doing the best that I can with what I have right now. So yeah, I do.
And that's where I think the measure of success kind of differs, because how you just said, like, the work you put in is like, I know I maximized my time and did all that I could do, and that's success. And that could be success in a way, but I think the way I'm measuring it is the outcome. Not necessarily like, oh, I put all my time in, because I could put all my time in, but in my perspective, when I measure my level of success, is based on like, okay, what was the fruits of my labor? That's how I kind of judge it. So I think that's where the difference come in of how we view it.
That's completely understandable.
Yeah.
But I also think that self-acceptance and grace, for me, in my opinion, is very important, because shall you die before you even reach wherever your end result is?
Yeah.
You kind of just didn't give yourself any homage until you, like, you know what I'm saying? In the sense,
I mean, you could be successful in what you do, So it's not necessarily, that's what I'm saying, where I kind of don't fully agree with it being what you just said, because for you to say, like, say if you die and you didn't give yourself any homage, I'm not saying to say, like, if I'm not at my standard of success yet, that I haven't done anything or I haven't accomplished anything, or, do you feel like today's society and like social media and such play a role in what people think success is?
1,000%. I think that social media is actually the blueprint to how people live their lives and what they think is acceptable. And it's just, I mean, if I can compare it to anything, it's just the objective, like the goal that everybody is working towards, like, can be found on social media. So 1,000%. I think that's why
the fake goal everybody is working towards.
Well, I don't think it's a fake goal. That's their actual, like, goal that everybody is working towards.
What?
Like, I'm saying, it's found on social media. Like, whether it be someone else's life or someone who maybe is in a position where they aspire to be, or whatever the case may be. I think that's the inspiration of the goal.
Okay.
So I think that's why when we talk about like identity, I think that's one of the reasons why we are experiencing an identity crisis. Yeah. And then second of all, it's kind of just like everybody talk the same, everybody dress the same, everybody do the same. We just
People don't even know who they are.
consume too
People
much.
don't even know what they like anymore.
Yeah.
Like, that's a huge thing. People don't even know what they like.
Yeah. Am I surprised by it? No. I don't know. I feel like it is what it is type of thing. It's not really too much that we could do besides fight against normality in our own communities, if that makes sense. So
for sure. Yeah. Because I can't even say, because I was about to say like the upcoming generation, but it's not even the upcoming generation. This has been a thing for generations.
What you mean it's not an upcoming generation?
Like, to say that the huge identity crisis of people not even knowing what they like or who they are. This is not just what's the Gen Alpha or Gen Z thing. Like, this is not just like a new coming thing. We got 40-year-olds and 30-year-olds still don't know who they are, don't know their own identity. Yeah. And referencing, like you said, the internet or social media for what's in and what's hot and what's cool and what's not.
Yeah. Now I kind of want to switch direction the conversation into something that is more solution based, because maybe someone's listening is one of those people. So how do you think that we could fight against, society standards or the normality of, what success is, and how do you think somebody can kind of redefine or find, in a sense, maybe not even redefine, maybe just find what what success means for them? What do you think?
So my advice to anybody that's listening to figure out, what success is for you, or figure out who you are, is to do that self-work. You got to look internally to figure out what's best for you. I feel like so many people get confused because they're so focused on the external, what's around you, what's in front of you, and the people, that you hear. But you really got to lock in with you. To learn yourself is no other way but to lock in with you. That personal time, that personal development, that self-growth, self-reflection is the only way you could figure out what's best for you, what success is for you, what growth is for you, and so on and so forth. But my main answer would be that self-work. You got to do that self-work.
For sure.
Yeah. So, you got any advice?
I think my advice would be to, it's so funny, the first thing that popped into my mind was lean not onto your own understanding, and really just establish a connection and a relationship, more than just a connection, of actually in a relationship with the higher power. And for people who are Christians, that will be establishing a relationship with Christ. And I think that our identity is there and can be found there if we do seek, the wisdom and the understanding and everything else from there. And the reason why I'm keeping it general, not to really dive too much into religion, but I truly do believe that there are different religions that serve other people with the same agenda, in a sense. So I don't want to impose my beliefs on somebody else that might be listening. Even within the parameters of our community, we have women who are Muslim, and I think that's kind of what makes us unique. The fact that we have that certain level of maturity when it comes to spiritual practices or whatever, to an extent, for sure. But I think I've learned to respect everyone's practices and everyone's desires and connection,
beliefs.
And I just think that if we look at it not from a religious standpoint, but more so a spiritual standpoint, as long as we are operating, aiming to operate in our higher self, and just to be better and to live life with a posture of servitude, I think that's our identity,
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's really good. So, okay. So basically you're saying overall, no matter who their beliefs are and everything, just look to your higher power for
I want to say the higher power.
I say your higher power, but yeah.
Yeah.
The higher power.
For
your guidance.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that's what it is. And that's kind of what I'm learning on my journey and where I am today. Like, I have to keep using the example of Bible study because it's just been too good, y'all. But even just taking the time to intentionally study the word is like so much clarity, so much like we complicated this, or the answer has been here all along, or maybe not even just the black and white answer, but maybe the instructions have been here all along, or little thing, or the posture or the responses. Like, it's just so much wisdom that I feel like I've been coming across lately, where it's like, I don't know, it's like a holy grail in a sense for me personally. So that would be my word of advice for sure.
I think that's really good. Well, I think that's definitely two different ways, but you can use both to help you out. Because definitely we're looking to God and focusing on yourself as well. I can't really go wrong with that combo.
And I think that when we talk about tunnel vision, it is very narrow. And I think that what you said and what I said kind of goes hand in hand, because when we talk about establishing a relationship with self and with God, is narrow. It's very interpersonal, and it's just two people involved.
Exactly.
So if you keep your eyes on what's in front of you, who's in front of you, exactly. It's kind of like just follow
to get off track.
Light. Yeah, follow the light.
Yeah, follow the light.
No, seriously,
saying like they dying.
Yeah. No, and I didn't mean for it to come off like that. You talking
follow the light.
No, but seriously, it's like,
I definitely get it though.
The way has been paid for us. Why are
already
we
making it complicated?
Complicating it, yeah. And I think that everything happens for a reason, for sure. But I just wish that I had the amount of wisdom that I've come into within the last like 2 months. Yeah. When I was a little girl and just so problematic,
Yeah.
But obviously that little girl shaped who I am
was about
today,
to say, everything happens for a reason, because who you were then is what probably even made you seek what what you've looked for to make who you are today.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think that plays a huge role. I don't know. Overall, I do feel like success is a ongoing thing.
Progression, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely progression, because in the end, I feel like happiness should be success in general. Whatever makes you feel happy is a success. It's a win. I feel like anything that's a win is a success. If it makes you feel good, it's a success.
I don't know. I think I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think I'm starting to like not like the happy emotion. If that makes sense.
Like feeling happy?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's so like it's such not like what's the terminology? Like, it's just really not a sustainable emotion.
Yeah. Like,
when I think about happiness, like, it literally doesn't last too long.
Not at all. It's like,
like, even like in the space that I am in today, I'm able to keep going because of gratitude. Yeah. But like the happy, like, if I'm not happy, to be honest, like, if we're being completely honest, I'm not really happy. But what subsides all of that is that I'm grateful. So like thinking about how bad life could get is what keeps me like, okay, well, I got so much to look at in front of me, so let me just keep looking at.
So I get stuck between a rock and a hard place with that.
What you mean?
A huge part of me likes to think of it in that sense, like, oh, things could be so much worse. Life could be so much worse. But life could be so much better. So it's like, to be just kind of like content or satisfied with knowing that, okay, it's not the absolute best, but it could be worse. Like, that's not enough for me. I definitely think, like you said, happiness is a temporary emotion in a sense. But
yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Temporary, for sure.
Yeah, it's a temporary emotion for sure. But I also think that when I say happiness, I don't mean like that specific moment of just like joy. I mean that overall happiness.
I think that's gratitude. Because when you think about happiness, you feel like it's not a specific moment, it's a specific feeling.
Yeah.
Think about when you're happy about something, when you just get the good news, or like and then it dies down. You get what I'm saying? It's like that, I forget what it's called, endorphins or whatever the case may be. It might have been stimulated for a little bit, but then you come down off that high. But gratitude is like a constant. It's ongoing, even through the bad, even through the good. It's like, okay, I'm grateful. I could push through. My bad day will not. This bad moment will not fester into a bad day because I'm grateful. You know. So I think with that approach, I don't know. That's just how I've been getting it through. Like, I could literally cry tears of joy because I'm so grateful of where I am in life. You know. And I would rather complain and say, you know, I'm tired and I really desire rest, knowing that rest is coming to me. But I'd rather be complaining about this than to be complaining about
not having nothing.
The problems that other people, you know, and I'm sure people could say the same thing about me and my life and my situation in comparison. So
definitely gratitude.
I don't know. I think gratitude is definitely important. But this conversation was really good for sure.
So, yeah. Necessary a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, when even identifying what success means to me is like, when do I pinpoint that moment? So I definitely think this is a question that some should ask themselves. What is success to you? And what is that point of success? Like, do you feel like it's realistic for you to reach your standard of success in this lifetime?
Yeah, and then I also want to do like an awareness activity, piggybacking off of what you said, but have you shaped out what success looks like for you? Because if not, you'll be on a hamster wheel continuously rolling, similar to what you said of just not feeling content and not paying homage essentially to the person that you are today and all that you have accomplished, and that really never gets you nowhere. And I think I realized it the most when we went live like a few months ago
with the girls
from the other community, and they were basically like, oh my gosh, y'all are doing great, you know, this and the third, and I'm just like
what?
Yeah,
really? Like us?
Yeah. And I think also as my birthday is approaching, I start to reflect back, and I think being in heavy like reflection and in heavy solitude and just, you know, hyper focused on my walk and just following that light, like I previously said, has really drawn me to a place of like, yo, the glory is real, like you know, for sure. I just feel so blessed. Even when I'm tired, I just feel like blessed.
That's definitely, like you said, the glory is real. You gotta I think you have to. I think about that quite often as well. Like even with workloads or being tired or the things that I don't like that's in my life or things that I do like, I don't have no stress, doubt, worry, regret. Yeah. And I know like I'm not end all be all. I'm not where I want to be completely, but I don't have no worry. Like I don't have
Let's talk about peace.
No second guess. Like, I'm really peaceful.
No, seriously. And I be thanking God. Like, I be thanking God twice. Like, thank you for a sound mind. Literally. Thank you for supernatural peace. Because, like, even in the midst of chaos, I can sit here right now in this room while it's on fire and just be like, well.
Like, I can second that.
God is going to make a way for me to leave.
Yes, I can second that for sure. And not only have I acknowledged it, but I feel like a lot of people around me have too. Because when I wasn't peaceful, it was noticed. I remember especially like my grandmom used to say all the time, like, you just seem calmer these days. Like, I love that. You just seem happier.
That's a top tier compliment, y'all.
Yes, like you just seem happier. And I'm like,
yeah.
If you only knew. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely
worth rejoicing.
It's worth it for sure. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah. So we challenge y'all to go back if you are at this point and really think about the questions that we've asked y'all this episode. Be intentional in the responses, and I don't know, even use them as journal prompts or whatever case may be. This year is going to be the year that we free ourselves from the ideology of living up to society standards. Exactly. Yes. So, as we're on this walk of just, you know, becoming better women and better individuals and just contributing to society. We want to walk this walk with y'all. So.
Can I ask a quick question for everyone's listening? Is it contributing or contributing?
Answer, comment down below. Contributing. I don't know. But anyways, y'all. So
yes,
we restocked our 2024 personal organizers, and I mean, if you don't know by now, I mean, this is the best planner in the world.
Yeah. The girls have been chatting. Have you not heard?
Like, seriously, do you live under a rock?
Must be. Yo, we've sold out twice, restocked twice, and now we're on restock number 3.
Mm-hmm.
We had to add an extra load for the girls because 500 just wasn't enough.
Yeah. Yo, I think we have 199 planners. So Destiny and I are doing like this
a countdown
of how much inventory we have until we're officially sold out of our 2024 edition.
Yeah. Until
the end of the year when we get ready to drop our 2025 one. But y'all, head over to dearsisterletstalk.com.
Use code DSPOD to get your 15% off now. Guys.
An exclusive heavy discount for our podcast.
Discount.
Our podcast listeners. So we're going to be able to tell who's really listening through to the end. But y'all, head over to our website and get your merchandise. The conversational card game will never run out. We are going to continue to impact through this card game that we designed, and we have so much more in store, y'all. So just thank you for being patient with us and being a part of this journey, tuning in, giving your feedback. Like, none of it goes
wouldn't
unnoticed.
Be going on. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for y'all.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And until next week, right?
Yeah, well, when you hear this episode, please go rate it. Give us a comment. Give us your feedback, please, on the podcast.
It's the comments
Audible platforms.
Please go comment.
Yes. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, share, subscribe. And yeah.
Like I said, it's the comments for me, y'all. Please go comment.
We love the feedback for sure.
We love the feedback for one. For two, also, if you guys genuinely support us, when y'all comment, other people who come across our platforms also have a sense of credibility when they're looking for something new to check out. So y'all comments really genuinely mean the world to us. And I mean,
until next time.
Yeah.
Toodles.
See y'all. Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning into our podcast, Let's Talk Sis, with Des and Sa.
Stay connected by following us on all of your favorite social media platforms. And don't forget, use hashtag #DearSisterLet'sTalk to find us.
Wait, before you go, head over to our website or our Instagram and join our interactive community for a daily dose of sisterhood, where like-minded women fellowship, encourage, and create a safe space amongst one another.
See you inside, sis.
Toodles.
Bye.